New polls are out, and they are causing quite a stir in the political landscape. They show Vice President Kamala Harris ahead of former President Donald Trump, a development that has many talking. She leads him in 3 key states, which are crucial battlegrounds in any election. These states are Michigan, Pennsylvania, and Wisconsin, often seen as the heart of the electoral map. This is big news for the 2024 election, as these states could very well determine the outcome. The polls were conducted by the New York Times and Siena College, both reputable sources in political polling. They show Harris with a solid lead, which is encouraging for her campaign. She is ahead by 4 points in each state. This is significant, as it indicates a strong base of support. It shows that voters are moving towards Harris, possibly swayed by her policies and campaign promises. President Biden's decision not to run again is a factor, opening the door for Harris to step into the spotlight. Harris is now the likely Democratic nominee, a position that comes with both opportunities and challenges. These early results are good news for Democrats, who are eager to maintain control of the White House. But it's still early in the race, and much can change between now and Election Day. The election is more than a year away, giving both candidates plenty of time to sway voters. Things can change quickly in politics, and today's lead could be tomorrow's deficit. Still, Harris's lead in these states is a good sign for her campaign, indicating strong early support. These states are historically important, often serving as the deciding factor in presidential elections. They could decide the election, making every vote in these states crucial. Michigan, Pennsylvania, and Wisconsin are part of what's called the Blue Wall. These states have historically been strongholds for the Democratic Party, often providing crucial electoral votes in presidential elections. These states have traditionally voted for Democrats in presidential elections. For decades, they were seen as reliable, almost guaranteed wins for Democratic candidates. But in 2016, Donald Trump flipped these states. His campaign's focus on economic issues and promises to bring back jobs resonated with many voters in these regions. He won them by a narrow margin. The results were so close that they shocked political analysts and pundits who had predicted a different outcome. This helped him win the presidency. The victory in these key states provided the electoral votes needed to secure his win. The Blue Wall crumbled in 2016. This unexpected turn of events led to a lot of soul-searching within the Democratic Party. This was a shock to many. The political landscape had shifted, and it was clear that no state could be taken for granted. It showed how unpredictable elections can be. The 2016 election was a wake-up call about the volatility and changing dynamics of voter behavior. Democrats were determined to win back these states in 2020. They launched extensive campaigns, focusing on issues that mattered to the voters in these regions. Joe Biden won all 3 states. His victory was a result of targeted efforts and a strong ground game. This was key to his victory. Winning back the Blue Wall states was crucial for Biden's path to the White House. The 2024 election is shaping up to be another close race. Both parties are gearing up for a fierce battle in these pivotal states. The Blue Wall states will be crucial again. Their electoral votes could once again determine the outcome of the election. Harris's lead in these states is a positive sign for Democrats. Her campaign is focusing on maintaining and expanding this lead, but they know they can't take anything for granted. The lessons of 2016 are still fresh in their minds. They need to keep fighting for every vote. Every single vote counts, and the battle for the Blue Wall is far from over. These states are important for several reasons. They play a crucial role in determining the outcome of presidential elections. First, they have a large number of electoral votes, which are essential for any candidate aiming to secure the presidency. In the U.S. system, the president is not elected by the popular vote. Instead, they are chosen by the Electoral College, a unique feature of American democracy. Each state gets a certain number of electoral votes, which is determined by its population size and representation in Congress. This is based on its population, meaning more populous states have more influence in the Electoral College. Michigan, Pennsylvania, and Wisconsin have a combined total of 46 electoral votes, making them highly influential in the election. A candidate needs 270 electoral votes to win the presidency, so every vote in these states counts significantly. So, these 3 states could make or break a candidate's chances, often becoming the battlegrounds where elections are won or lost. They are often seen as must-win states, with candidates pouring resources and time into campaigning there. Second, These states are microcosms of the country, reflecting the diverse makeup of the American electorate. They have a diverse mix of voters, representing various backgrounds and perspectives. This includes urban, suburban, and rural voters, each with their own unique concerns and priorities. There are also voters from different racial and ethnic backgrounds, adding to the complexity and importance of these states. Winning in these states requires appealing to a broad range of voters, making them a true test of a candidate's ability to unite and inspire. The 2024 election will be decided on a number of key issues. The economy is always a top concern for voters. Inflation has been a problem in recent months. This is causing prices to rise. Voters want to know how the candidates plan to address this. Immigration is another important issue. The U.S. has a long history of immigration, but there is no consensus on how to handle it. Some people want stricter border controls. Others want a path to citizenship for undocumented immigrants. This is a complex issue with no easy answers. Healthcare is also a major concern. The U.S. healthcare system is complex and expensive. Many people struggle to afford health insurance. Voters want to know how the candidates plan to make healthcare more affordable and accessible. Section 5. Harris connects with younger voters. Kamala Harris seems to be resonating with younger voters. This is important for Democrats. Young people are a key demographic. They tend to vote for Democrats, but they don't always turn out to vote in large numbers. Harris is the first female vice president. She is also the first Black and Asian American vice president. This makes her a historic figure. Her background and experience seem to be appealing to young voters. They see her as a symbol of progress. Young voters are also concerned about issues like climate change, gun violence, and social justice. Harris has spoken out about these issues. She has promised to take action on them. This is likely appealing to young voters who are passionate about these causes. Section 6. Challenges for Harris. Despite her lead in the polls, Harris faces some challenges. One challenge is that she is not as well known as some other politicians. She has only been in the national spotlight for a few years. Another challenge is that she is associated with the Biden administration. The Biden administration has faced some criticism. This includes its handling of the withdrawal from Afghanistan and the economy. Harris will need to define herself more clearly. She needs to show voters what she stands for. She also needs to distance herself from the Biden administration's failures. If she can do these things, she will be in a strong position to win the election. Section 7. Trump's staying power. Donald Trump remains a popular figure among Republicans. He has a loyal base of supporters. They are drawn to his outsider status and his populist message. Trump is a skilled campaigner. He knows how to connect with his supporters. He is also not afraid to attack his opponents. This can be effective in energizing his base. Even though he lost the 2020 election, Trump has not gone away. He continues to hold rallies and make media appearances. He is also hinting that he may run for president again in 2024. Section 8. The economy and 2024. The economy is likely to be a major issue in the 2024 election. The U.S. economy is facing some challenges. Inflation is high, interest rates are rising. If the economy is doing poorly in 2024, it could hurt the Democrats. Voters often blame the party in power for a bad economy. This could benefit Trump. He could argue that he is the best person to get the economy back on track. Harris and the Democrats need to focus on the economy. They need to show voters that they have a plan to address inflation and create jobs. If they can do this, it will help their chances of winning in 2024. Section 9. Immigration remains a central issue. Immigration is another issue that is likely to be central to the 2024 election. The U.S. has a long and complex history of immigration. Trump made immigration a central issue of his presidency. He implemented strict immigration policies. These included building a wall on the U.S.-Mexico border. He also separated families at the border. Harris and the Democrats have a different view on immigration. They support a path to citizenship for undocumented immigrants. They also oppose Trump's hardline policies. Immigration is a divisive issue. It is likely to be a major point of contention between the two parties in 2024. Section 10. Looking ahead to 2024. The 2024 election is shaping up to be a close race. It is still too early to say who will win. But the polls give us some clues. Harris's lead in the blue wall states is a good sign for Democrats, but they cannot afford to be complacent. They need to continue to reach out to voters. They need to articulate a clear vision for the future. Trump remains a popular figure among Republicans. He is a formidable campaigner. If he decides to run again, he will be a major force in the election. Section 11. A tight race to the finish line. The 2024 election is still more than a year away, but the race is already heating up. Harris and Trump are both preparing for a long and difficult campaign. The outcome of the election is uncertain. It will depend on a number of factors. These include the state of the economy, the political climate, and the candidates' campaigns. One thing is for sure, the 2024 election will be one of the most consequential in American history. The stakes are high. The outcome will have a profound impact on the future of the country.